Just want to keep, okay. All right, everybody, welcome to the second week of TLI. This is our first session. Just a few reminders. Make sure that whenever you're asking a question, you ask it in the chat, and the moderators will, when it gives time, will ask the questions to the presenter. Our first presenter today is Mark Gai, and hope everybody is here for the Vice President of Public Relations training. Mark joined Toastmasters in April of 2012 in Winter Haven, Florida. Through the years, he served as Vice President of Public Relations, Vice President of Membership, Club Secretary, and District 84 Podcast Chair, as well as one of the District Leadership Committee and many others. Please help me welcome our distinguished, what I consider my distinguished Toastmaster, Mark Gai.
Thank you, Sunil, for that welcome and awesome introduction. I wrote it myself, so I should know. Welcome, everyone, to Toastmasters Leadership Institute second round of training. Welcome and congratulations on taking the role, being elected, or stepping in to be a Vice President of Public Relations. I am very happy to see all of you. I will be starting to share my screen in just a minute or two. I just want to give you a little bit of what to expect from our session today. A lot of it is coming directly from the Toastmasters International. It is simple to understand, simple to follow. I also will be asking a few questions throughout the session. And the way that I would like for you to participate in this training is make sure that you write answers to those questions in the chat. And I'll be looking at them as we go through this presentation. So give me a high five with your eyes or with your fingers, your hands. Make sure that you're okay with me. Or just type in yes in the chat, whatever it is. Oh, there you go. I saw the peace sign. Everything is good. I see you. Excellent. So we're going to call this a VPPR party. Okay, and if you came to a VPPR party and you're not one of the officers, okay, you can join too. It's all good. So, all right, let me just get started here. And then we'll party on. That's right, Glenn. That's what it's about, right? Take your perfect beverage. I have my coffee, my orange cup, and I'm ready to go. Excellent. All right. So let's get through our next presentation here. Okay. Can everyone see my screen? Yes? Okay, give me a thumbs up. Okay, very good. And also, my moderators, please, if you see cutout in video or audio, please let me know through audible cues so I don't go for 10 minutes without people hearing me and just doing sock puppet or whatever it is from pets.com. All right, very good. So today on the agenda, we will be talking about three things. Number one, what is a VPPR role? That's number one. Number two, what are the responsibilities of this office? And also, you will be empowered, and you also have a link and a resource where you can get all the resources necessary to make sure that you can complete your duties and your commitment in the best possible way. All right, so we'll help you identify your role, help you see how to fulfill your responsibilities, and find resources that can help you. All right, so what is a VPPR role? And I'm going to read this directly from the Toastmasters International, and then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions as well. So as VPPR, you're responsible for coordinating an active public relations and publicity program in your club. You'll be establishing and maintaining lines of communication between the club and its members, as well as the future members and the community. And you will work towards increased awareness of Toastmasters brand, the club in your area. So I would like to ask everyone in the chat before we go too much deeper, how did you first learn or join Toastmasters? Let me know. Maybe it was a workplace, was it internet search, maybe you saw a movie, a book, and put it in the chat. So let's have a quick check-in conversation here with everyone. Okay, so we have work, word of mouth, invite from Beth Ramsey. Okay, invite from coworker. How about heard about it many years ago? Workplace, internet search. Okay, haunted at work until I gave up. All right, I can relate. Mentor suggested. Moved to new town, wanted to meet new people in St. Paul, Minnesota in 1977. Got it. Okay, excellent. So probably maybe 99% of the time there was a hardworking, loyal, dedicated VPPR somewhere behind that search. Somebody have contributed in some way to get you to the club. Would you say that? Yes? Okay. So one of your roles and the responsibilities is to make sure, if you love Toastmasters, if everything that has done for you as a professional in your field, or maybe just or maybe a speaker or a business owner, wouldn't you want to tell everyone? Wouldn't you want to tell everyone in your community, in your school, at work about the benefits of Toastmasters? Some of the people that I work with and have worked in the past, a lot of them refer to me as a walking, talking Toastmaster promotion machine, and it's true. If I could, well, probably not. I wouldn't have a tattoo, but I have a hat, I have a jacket, I have everything that I can proudly show in my Toastmasters affiliation. So if you are proud to be a member of Toastmasters, then show it and invite people as well. And although this does not say here in the VPPR role, one of the most important things you can do as a club officer and a club member is to show up to every meeting that you can. Complete all of your assignments. Make sure you participate in table topics. Make sure you participate in a mentorship program. Because even in my business and professional speaking, one of the best marketing that I have is my performance on stage. So when we've done all this hard work for people to come and visit, whether as a guest or a potential guest or returning guest, and if we don't contribute at a high level at a club, people just simply will not join. Would you agree with that? That it's, even though, yes, you will have to be a guardian of the Toastmasters brand. You have to be a journalist sometimes, a videographer, a photographer, a blogger, a Facebook expert, all of those things, right? If you choose to, you don't have to, but if you choose to, you can. But it's also very important that you show up and do your best work every time at the meeting. Okay, so I have some things here in the chat. Okay, I see. Okay, thank you for that feedback. Appreciate it. So I'm going to scroll down here as well. Okay, so VPPRO. So let me, and this is the responsibilities that you have to make sure that you keep in mind. You have 3 primary responsibilities as an officer in a VPPR. One of them is the club meeting, outside of the club meeting, and the executive committee. And before we get to the club meeting, it actually is divided in 2 parts. Before the club meeting, one of the first things you have to do, and we'll get down to the logistics, how to do this towards the end of this meeting, is you have to make sure that the address or contact information and the meeting information is up to date, current on your social media profiles for your club, on every social media profiles that have been established for your club or you will establish, and also on your website. And make sure the theme, the meeting invitations are up to date. This is your direct responsibility as a VPPR. And you have to meet with the outgoing officer. If it's you, then it's you, or if it's from previous committee, to get the login credentials for the social media accounts or for the website from the previous officer, so you have access to that. All right. And before then, then we go before the club meetings. Make sure you verify that information on the website and the social media is correct. So that's your primary responsibility. And you also are responsible in part to order promotional materials directly from the TI website, printed materials and brochures to help you with your role. And also you can distribute it to the community and during the club meeting. All right. Second part of your job or your responsibility is this. During the club meetings, You have to bring the materials. Make sure you always have them with you, whether you can lay them out at the table or lay them out or have them available through Zoom resources that you can send. There's a lot of hybrid clubs that I have seen. Also, during the club meetings, you're responsible to report results of any public relations efforts. You also announce public relations campaigns to the club and to everyone who is present. And you also be asking for volunteers. This is a very important point about soliciting for volunteers. Being an officer is a big honor. I feel it's a big responsibility. It's a big honor. And I have been a Toastmaster for 8 years. And through many visits to many clubs throughout this district and also other districts, I have seen some officers, not all, but some officers burn out. And they burn out because they have taken too much of a responsibility on themselves. And specifically with a public relations campaign, one of the other things that Toastmasters International asks you is to solicit volunteers to help you. You will chair a public relations committee in your club, and you are encouraged, asked to recruit between 1, 2, or 3 people who will meet with you on this committee, and you can delegate responsibility. Somebody could be posting on Facebook or other social media. Somebody could be writing an article. Somebody could be distributing pamphlets. But you absolutely cannot, or I would never recommend that you do this task in this officer role by yourself, because you will burn out. And that's not the experience that Toastmasters want, and that's not the experience that you want, I'm sure. Also, if you feel that this job or this responsibility is overwhelming, know that you have club members and officers to help you, also district leaders, and also staff at the world headquarters of Toastmasters International. I'm not sure if he's on this call today, but we have a newly appointed public relations manager, Fred Bergeron, DTM. He is very open, welcoming, and encouraging for you to contact him if you have additional questions or would like to partner up and collaborate as well. Everyone with me so far? We're doing okay? Good information, okay information, a little bit overwhelming. How do you feel about being, some people, they are guardians of the galaxy, and you are going to be the guardians of the Toastmasters goodwill and mission, which I like, guardians. It's hopefully they'll come up with a new movie soon. All right, so let's keep going. All right, hold on. All right, so outside of the club meeting, you are responsible and encouraged to publicize the Toastmasters brand. You also ask to promote the club, maintain the club website, and join Toastmasters moderated social networking website. So let's go through this in this order specifically. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and I'll return to it. And if you also, all of these notes that I'll be sharing, this slide presentation, and also another manual called number 1140. It's called Tell the World. It is specifically written, it's about 54 pages, written for new and incoming and previous public relations vice presidents and managers, so you know where to find it. So I'm gonna stop share, and I'm gonna share a different resource here. 1 second, please. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Some visual cues. Okay, so this is some of the ideas that you can, perhaps it will ignite in your memory or in your mind, where some of the ideas you can use right now, and this is not the exhaustive list, where you can and promote your Toastmasters in your community. There's newspapers. Newspapers love stories that feature success stories or stories of overcoming obstacles, perhaps an immigrant or okay, let's just see this here.
Mark,
Yes.
I can only see your file names. I cannot see if you've opened that PDF, like let the world know, I cannot see it, or we
Oh,
can.
you cannot see it. Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Hold on.
So-
Thank you for letting me know. That's why I have you,
That's
George,
right.
and Sunil, because otherwise, how am I going to know? And this is what it is, right? And this brings me to an important point. We as Toastmasters, we love Toastmasters. We know what it is, but the world doesn't. So we cannot assume that they know what we're talking about. And some of my, I've been a Toastmaster for 8 years. Some of my family members don't even know what is Toastmasters. And I know you heard these jokes before. Is this a convention of toasters, masters of the toast? What is it about? So please never, ever, ever take for granted what Toastmasters is. And your job as VPPR is to tell the world in a professional, sincere, authentic, your personal way about Toastmasters membership and invite them to your meeting. So just want to thank you. That reminds me, don't assume anything. Have your team to back you up. All right, let me see if I can open this. Please bear with me for just a moment, please. Thank you.
Yes, if you click on it all the way, make sure it's open, and that's what you click on before
Okay.
you show us. You'll be fine.
Make sure it's open. Got it. Okay. How about now? Can you see it? Yes. All right. See by your
Yes.
visual. Thank you. So this is again from the manual 1140 from Toastmasters, and it's quick list of ideas of how and where to promote Toastmasters in your community. Newspapers, like I said, people love newspapers. They love ideas, and as a Toastmaster club, you can present something that is newsworthy. Perhaps. Okay, so perhaps there was a contest or an open house or a special guest speaker. In the past, I have my dear friend here, Maria Martinez, DTM, who will be presenting Pathways to Success in the same room. Her and the other excellent team, and also I was part of the team where we have created a special event called Toastmaster Showcase just a few months ago. Maria was able to invite a lot of pillars of community. One of them was Polk County Commissioner and other business leaders and influencers. So if you create an event like this, you can definitely let newspapers and other people know about your event. In Lakeland, I live about 11 miles from Lakeland. There's a very influential publication called Lakeland Today. So you can reach out to someone like that in your area who publishes a daily or weekly or monthly calendar of events in the community of note. And you can start building relationships with the publishers or with those journalists and just let them know that you exist, that you may have some events coming up in the future and would love to share ideas with them. They would love to put on the calendar. Next one is broadcast media. Many shows need stories. Remember, it's always about stories. We, as people, we love, we will respect and admire the brand of Toastmasters, but we will love to hear stories from the members. Next one is social media and blogs, local government. Again, in Lakeland Toastmasters, one of the VPPR responsibilities that was in the past was somebody who worked in the city hall, and she was able to spread the word about Toastmasters as well. So you can go to your local government and tell them about your club and see if you can get on the calendar and who can you work with to make sure that you can share newsworthy events about the club. Chamber of Commerce. One of my friends, Linda Udall, and a few others, their club in the past, and I think now as well, they maintain an active membership at the Sebring Chamber of Commerce. They have a seat. So they, every time that there's a meeting for networking or there's a meeting or newsworthy event, they promote Toastmasters. So consider that, or if you are a member of Chamber right now for your club, make sure that you take that opportunity as well. I am a member of Chamber of Commerce of Lakeland, and I always talk about Toastmasters there as well. Libraries, take some extra copies of Toastmasters magazine and go there as well and let them know about your events. Company publications and websites, employee orientations. There's a software firm in Lake Mary that shares with all the new hires about the Toastmaster event and Toastmaster Club. And the new hires, they think it's part of the orientation, but in reality, it's an optional, and it brings a lot of new members and visitors to that club. Okay, community packets, universities and colleges. You can reach out to the local colleges and universities, tell them about your club. In Winter Haven, where I started my Toastmaster membership, there's a professor, his name is Professor Brown, and part of his requirement to pass his course, he required every student to attend a local Toastmasters club and write a paper about it. I'm not sure it's 1 or 2 pages. So sometimes we had the entire room filled with students that local professor was sending, and that was amazing for photographs, amazing for video, and an amazing experience as well. High schools, if you can create with your club members different seminars about speaking or career guidance, you can distribute information there. Community events, billboards, websites, Speechcraft. This also is very popular and very affordable. You can create club business cards. I have them for one of my clubs as well, and it's very easy. I go to out of business, well, I used to before the health crisis, a lot of events, and I always share my business card from my club, and I sincerely invite everyone I meet, and we have gained a few members that way as well. Display Toastmaster products. If you are part of the office or a co-working space, or maybe in your home, proudly display your plaques, your certificates, and your trophies. It's a point of interest. It creates a conversation, and it's a visual reminder for everyone that Toastmasters is there, and will create additional learning opportunities for everyone. And also wear your Toastmasters pin everywhere you go, whether it's a grocery store, your office, or business meetings. First of all, it creates credibility in you as a speaker, as a professional, and also a conversation starter. Okay, so we have all of those. Yeah, you got perhaps some ideas as well? So let me, yes.
You want an idea?
Sure, please. George is an excellent VPPR, and I know him for many years. He is coming from Wyoming, Colorado, and he's an active member.
And that means I had to get on a plane. And you know what I did? One time I got somebody else's suitcase by mistake. But you take your ribbons that you've won and you put them all over your suitcase. No one's going to mistake that suitcase, and you can spark a conversation with someone else getting off the same plane.
Absolutely. So I'd like to check in with all my esteemed colleagues of VPPR. Could you please tell me in the chat what is the one idea you liked, or perhaps you will explore, or you have used in your club or have seen in your clubs that worked really well? Because we are here to learn from each other. And also, I would like to hear from you. What has worked as a VPPR before, and you would like now introduce as part of the role using library?
Just so you know, 20 minutes.
Thank you. So we have library, leverage relationships with Rotary clubs. Absolutely. Rotary clubs do excellent work in the community. I put Toastmaster magazines in the break room with the card on the back. Okay. Thank you so much, Lisa. Social media, Facebook and Instagram have brought a lot of attention to our club. Absolutely. Social media, I would like to connect with colleges, especially where I graduated from. Absolutely. They would like to hear from you. And remember, newspapers for brought in members as well. Opportunities for PR, for public relations. I see some, you have said some church here, Facebook, social media. There are opportunities everywhere. And remember, to do this job well, to do this job at the exceptional level where you grow and build your team, you cannot do this alone. You really have to ask for help from other members. And when you create social media profiles and follow them, you have to decide how often will you post. Will you post once a week? Will you post once a day? Will you post once every 2 weeks? Will you post once a month? Will you never post? And who will be responsible for that? Toastmasters International also in their educational material have promoted the use of Google My Business profiles as well. So you can look into, see if you can open Google My Business profile for hyper-local search for educational clubs such as yourself in your area as well. So that's what we have, and let's continue. Thank you for all of the excellent options here, social media options, Facebook, Twitter, IG, LinkedIn. And also, I remember what I said, people don't always know what Toastmasters is, but if we continue, invite them, stay top of mind, people love consistency, and they also love the variety, right? They love the consistency of your posts. They love the photographs of your members through Zoom, giving speeches, receiving trophies, but also the public, the guests, they also appreciate behind the scenes. If you can create photographs or short blurbs or stories, or perhaps stories of members that have been successful or in the middle of their journey, and place that on your social media accounts, on your website, your audience, your prospective members will appreciate that. The stories of journey, overcoming challenges, learning, promotions, improving relationships because of Toastmasters membership. It is one of those things that drives people to check your club and work with you. Okay, so let's keep going. And thank you everyone for participating. 1 second. Can everyone see my screen? Okay, excellent. So let's just continue through here as well. So publicize the Toastmasters brand, promote the club, maintain the club website, and also join Toastmasters moderated social networking website. On Facebook, there's very active official page that is open to members and prospective members of Toastmasters International. And I have found that it's very active. There's a lot of members who contribute from all over the world. And if you are active on that website, also on LinkedIn as well, but Facebook is more active.
Finally.
You can get ideas and also ask for help for best practices. And it is also maintained by some of the staff from the world headquarters as well. So outside of the club meeting, produce and distribute a club newsletter. If you have in the past as your club, you can continue, or if you haven't, you can start one and also determine about the frequency. Promote membership programs, attend club executive committee meetings, and attend other Toastmasters events. If you are attending TLI today, which is a first step, but also see if you can attend area contest, additional Toastmaster sponsored training such as TLI and other events. It will help in your toolbox to perform your role at the highest level.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel so stupid.
25 minutes.
Thank you, Sunil. Also, outside of your club meeting, arrange replacement for your role in the future. And it's never too early to prepare a successor to your office.
Okay, bye.
The final part of your responsibility is to your responsibility in the executive committee. During the meetings with other officers, you are responsible to provide a public relations report to your president and to other members as well. And you're also responsible to propose new promotion ideas and ask for ideas to help promote your club. So what I would like to do next is everyone, please take a pen or piece of paper or on your phone and write down these 4 words and leave some space between them, please, if you have it on a piece of paper. Start with the first one. Take the full page and just leave enough space between them and write these 4 words. How, when, who, and what. I will just take 15 seconds, wait for you while you do that. Okay. Everyone with me so far? And remember, so now you're a journalist, right? You ask, and where, boom, you ask those questions, you become a journalist. That's what journalists do. But we are VPPR role, so we're going to go a little bit different here. So the first thing you ask is, how will you fulfill your responsibility? So fill that in. How will you fulfill your responsibility as a VPPR? That's the question. And either write it down, take a moment, and make sure you have that in your notes. Now, then when will each action be completed? When will you update the website? When will you update the social media profiles? When will be your calendar of postings? When will you decide how often will you post on social media profiles and on your website? Also ask and decide with other executive committee members, what kind of special events will you bring to the club? Open house, guest speaker, some kind of learning event, or maybe perhaps just a social event of some sort. Make sure that you decide when you complete each action. Third question is, who is available to help you? Think about the team that you will create that will help you complete those action steps. And finally, what materials and resources can you use to help you with your responsibility? So this is, we come into the VPPR resources checklist. Make sure you're on top of that. So number 1, you are attending district sponsored club officer training. Boom, you can check that off your list. You're already ahead of the game. Number 2, you have to read all the materials that are provided by Toastmasters International for your role. One of the questions I tell my clients and people that I work with is, if you don't read, how can you lead? So you have to read the educational materials, and it's available right from the website. And the easiest way to search, if you go to toastmasters.org, in the keyword, type in public relations, and it will conveniently organize all the resources for you on one page. So you can download, use the link, watch the videos, and be fully equipped and prepared. You have to meet with the outgoing executive committee. Meet with the outgoing vice president of public relations, so you can get the login credentials for the website and for the social media profiles. Then you have to schedule and meet with your current executive committee members, other officers, and invite 1 to 3 members to serve on a public relations committee with you. Then,
30 minutes.
Thank you, Sunil. Review and order public relations materials. Ask for articles for your website and for the social media accounts, and develop a media list. Who can you contact now and in the future, and who can you start building relationships with? Publishers, journalists, bloggers, who can put in a shout out or perhaps a story on their platform about your club or about the events that are coming. And don't wait to establish relationships. It takes time. And this is the additional resources. This is that you can get directly from the TI website. Let the world know I have used some of their resources, and you can download it or print it and get it today from the Toastmasters International website. Okay, so this is part of, so this concludes just the slide part of the presentation. I want to hear some feedback from the VPPR members. What will you do first, or how will you fulfill your responsibility? And everyone, please chime in the chat. How will you maintain a website? Will you post once a day, once a week? Will you create a newsletter? Everyone, please take a moment and write something in the chat, that one action step you will take. Okay, so Lisa from Early Bird Ocala says, order business cards and order a new pin to wear. Absolutely. It's one of those, it may seem simple, but it really matters. It builds credibility when you have and business cards and order a pin. Post after every meeting. And also, absolutely, you can also post before, after. Like I said, my dear friend Maria Martinez, DTM, who is coming up next in this room, I have seen her do Facebook Lives 5 to 10 minutes every time before the club meeting. And she's walking around the room, she's walking around talking to members and getting everyone involved and creating visibility and awareness. And you can do that as well. Regular post, okay, get login information and map out posting schedule. Absolutely, you have to have post the schedule. And also, once you decide on the frequency of posting on social media, share it with your executive committee members, so you will have accountability and you will have someone to share your progress and what you've been doing. And remember, no job you can do by yourself. If you ask for help, people will help. And I have found in the past that when I'm trying to recruit someone, I try to understand what's important for them. For some people, this new entry on LinkedIn saying that I served as part of the public relations committee on my Toastmasters club matters, and it goes on their profile, and if it matters to them, they will join. So just find out what they need and see if you can recruit them. All right, so I create events for meetings on Facebook and tag all members. Okay, read the TMI information and get more. Absolutely. If you don't read, how can you lead? First, I feel I need to create a coalition. Absolutely. So I have others to help me and break up the responsibility. That is on the point, on the money. Brittany Davis, good job. Thank you. I'd like to create a newsletter so that I can publish it on Facebook page. Still waiting to see. I capture virtual meetings on a screenshot. Publish interviews. Full posted already. Absolutely. Expand social current media. Okay. Absolutely. So all of this creative things you can do. And I feel that this responsibility will challenge you, but also will equip and empower you to do great things outside of Toastmasters, because you committed to the schedule. I think in 2016 or 2017, I met VPPR of a club in Orlando. I think it was Orlando International. And his name is Pichi Colazo. That's what it is on Facebook. And what he showed me to do, he started making movies, and he used a software called Magisto, where he took some footage of the club meeting and it compresses it in 20 seconds or a minute or whatever it is, and he started putting it on Facebook, and he drew a lot of members. The team drew a lot of members just from the video as well. Okay, let's see here. So let's open up the floor, because we just have a couple minutes before we're going to ask you to exit and get ready for the next meeting, and also fill out a very important evaluation form. What questions do you have that you would like to ask me in an audio version, something that I did not cover, or would you like to get more in-depth explanation?
Just to let you know, 10 minutes to go. So yeah, go ahead and ask the questions. 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Mark, I have a question, sir. My name is Brian Roders. I'm from Tostino, Ocala, one of Ocala's premier clubs, I guess.
Welcome.
I would like to create a club agenda, a club handout, you know, of some sorts. Could someone or anyone offer some references of how to go about doing that, or like should I just Google it, or what's the best way to go about creating like a this is what we're doing, so I can go hand these out at Starbucks or hand these out at Panera Bread, wherever, you know, and just drop them off to the employees and say, hey, you might even want to participate in this, but could you leave these right here by the coffee so that people can pick these up on the way out, you know?
Absolutely. That's a great question. And I'm sure somebody else has the same question. There's, if someone can respond to Brian in the chat and offer the resources, how did you do it? TM does have branding guidelines, and they have pre-made templates that they have created with graphics and a brand identity that you can use. And you go to the brand portal on a TA website, and you can start there. It gives you guidelines on the colors, on the layouts, and some of the templates you can use immediately. Does that help?
Yeah, it really does. Thank you. That was really great. I'm now more aware of the resources that I have.
Absolutely. And Toastmasters have spent so much resources and money and research to create the identity, right? The brand identity and the brand recognition. And they make it so easy for you to access. Remember, all you have to do is just go, like Amy Weaver just posted in the chat, go to the website and just spend some time, familiarize yourself with the resources. There's high quality photographs, high resolution. There's templates that you can use right away. And I know they paid good money for those photographs, you know. Just imagine the models, the food, everything. So if we don't use it, are we doing service to Toastmasters? No, please use it. So it's a good start, and also start collecting your own with photographs that you take either through Zoom or from previous officer as well. And one of the greatest resources is Facebook group that is moderated by the staff and also very active by the members. The wealth of information there is unmatched. It is extremely active. It is extremely useful. And you can post a question, you probably get hundreds of answers, not immediately, but in a very short period of time.
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go.
Thank you, Sunil. So I will take one or two questions if you have any more. And there's a survey from George. And I hope you have enjoyed this session, learned something new. Please don't be overwhelmed. We have done this training, and we have helped each other, and we're still here and growing. So please congratulate yourself for doing the first round, first hour of training. Please stay to see Maria or any of the other excellent presenters as well. I'm sure Maria will appreciate it. And I want to welcome you and thank you for your attention, your support, and for everything you do about Toastmasters. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody give Mark Gai a clap, a round of applause for a great presentation. So there is a survey that was put in the chat, so go ahead and fill that out, and then you'll exit to the link for the next training that you'll be going to.
Right.
The next session that we will have in here is Pathways to Success. So if you're staying in this chat are you wanting to attend that session, that will start in this room in about 14 minutes.
And that's with Maria Martinez, who's smiling right there on the screen.
Yeah, it's with Maria Martinez. I apologize. Forgot to mention Maria. So
Is
yes.
the survey a poll that was created inside this meeting?
It was a survey that was created, I believe, on either in the District 84 website, I believe it is.
Because it's a Zoom survey, and I tried to go to it, and it was starting to kick me out of this meeting. So I'm just wondering.
Are you clicking on the link to go to the next session, or are you clicking on the survey?
I clicked on the survey, and it wanted me to join another Zoom call.
You need to repost the survey, please. George, if you
George.
could
Post the survey, it should be not a Zoom link, but a jot form link.
Right, so let's see.
I
Oh.
can grab it right quick if you don't have it. Let me know.
Could you
Thank-
put
thank-
the
thank you,
link back
Debbie.
in the chat? Because when I clicked on the link and came back into this meeting, it erased everything that was in my chat.
Yeah, one moment.
It also erased in mine as well for some reason.
We still have our chat. I still have the chat, so we'll be able to grab anything that you have put in the chat.